My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Blueprints. Alright. Give me money. Give me items. Amateur lockpicking kit, sleep mask, as well as 2 keys. Lovely. Kind of the resources that I most need. Then we held broken lever and compass from yesterday with the moon pendant. Den, I'll happily take a dining room as well. I'm really looking for my early study though as well. Yep. So study with a gem in. Den with another gem. Ooh, Kojak give me the emerald bracelet. I'll retrieve that. Cool. So now I can pretty much freely spend my gems. I'm immediately going to go and get the monk. I'm going to get the blessing of the monk so that I can spawn new rooms outside. I want to do foyer. I want to do the secret passage. I don't think observatory will do anything. Have I tried observatory here? Alright, just gotta click this 61 times, I guess. Blessing the monk for the next 6 days. So whenever I call it a day in a room, I can draft that room outside the next day. Now, I mostly care about checking things from that as well as the Spiral of Stars. So I shouldn't spend especially long in each of these runs. At least that seems to make sense to me. Commissary leads out to the left. Possibly useful items. Yep. That'll count. Oh my god, I didn't try and go back down to the tomb and relight the thing. That's the thing I was trying to do at the end of the last episode. I don't know if that's relevant at all, to be fair. Could literally just be a visual glitch, but seeing as I have the armory, I might as well try. This resets 4. Granted, I probably... Oh. More in here? Yeah, there it is. Granted, I probably should have visited more ranks before hitting the observatory. Dining room leads in all the right directions, and I love to have it. For an early enjoyer lunch. Courtyard gives us shovel, thank you kindly. I'm gonna take garage, and then I am going to try and force the spawn for Lady Clara's. Lady Clara's bedroom, that is. So I'm going to try and go up many ranks and then draft down across the other area. Cloister of Joy, sure. Great opportunity to pick up even more gems with Florealis blooming in the sky. Every time I draft a green room, it's full of additional gems from flowers. happily take observatory. Sure, electric eel aquarium. Might as well. I don't need to actually use the other observatory yet, so I might as well get more ranks complete before I try. Wine cellar, great hall. It's pretty much always half of these that I get. Yes, that's a path out. This will be the lever, as well as some coins. Let's keep heading north until I can continue just heading left and then south to look for Lady Raja. Vault, laboratory, freezer. I'd love lab, but I really... There we go. Drawing room. Want something open in both directions at the moment for the sake of being able to access all the rooms I might want. Lockpick. Oh, lost and found. Yeah. Rare items include the possibility of... Oh. Repellent? I don't know if I want to knock this. Also, it looks like it's repellent and ivory dye on offer there. And it's going to steal an item from me. If it takes anything except for emerald bracelet, shovel, or sledgehammer, I'm going to... Lockpick, sure. An aerosol can of repellent. Press X in any room. Starting tomorrow, that floor plan will be removed from the house and draft pool for 1 week. And it's got an X on it? Looking under beds has an X? Maybe X? I don't know. Well. Oh, the lockpicking kit's gone. How dare you? I have to continue being able to head to the south here, but also I may as well re-roll because any of these could just give me God, I will take chapel, linking the rooms together appropriately, and continue down. I mean, I like mailroom, sure. Her ladyship's chamber, there we go. We grab a magnifying glass. That's Lady Ashlyn. Lord William Epson. There's Simon. Nothing really new in any of these, unfortunately. And the item that I got in this room... Does it never end? The Spiral of Stars, obviously. I'll tell you when I find out. I'm trying to seek the end of it as quickly as I possibly can, and not really too much in here for us, it looks like. Frustratingly. Well, I spawned it at least. So for the rest of this, I'm just looking for the rarest possible item spawns that I can get, as well as Chamber of Mirrors. Sure. I'll take security as an opportunity to check my staff announcements.
I agree, but I believe that one's a part of a 6x3 grid, not a 9x5. So I've concluded that it doesn't have a connection to the estate floor plan. I've noticed a few other of these that the barons have left around the estate. The baron has left around the estate.
Those being Kimberly's message of the letters on the back wall of the secret passage. I remember when Mr. Nogular first discovered the letters on the statue in the cloister. He thought they were graffiti and attempted to scrub them off. I had to gently remind him that random letters, or randomly missing letters, found under the Baron's watch should not be considered out of place. Interesting. I wonder if that one's referencing something other than the 6x3. I imagine it's not, though. But I very obviously should check. Remote terminal access. Let's check out the laboratory. I'm gonna say each time you eat an apple, add a gold to your allowance. And then if I get the secret chamber to spawn, that's a bunch of apples. And if I get the kitchen to spawn and it happens to have apples for sale, that's a bunch of apples. I mean, like, I can get the Throne of the Blueprints. Black King. It feels like that might be relevant, that some of the pieces are black, some of the pieces are gold, some of the pieces are white. Also, how late am I in the day at this point? Obviously, there's no clock in this room. Let's just go into room 46 right now. Lab, office. I'd like something going out both directions, please. Sorry, did I stutter when I said both directions, please? I guess I must have stuttered. Oh. Alright, nothing appears to be different in this room. Frustratingly so. Unless it wants me to re-solve this every time. But that just doesn't seem likely. Sledge both of these. Gotta make sure that I spawn a secret passage, of course. Sure. about time that I took pictures of this. I am a darebird, a daring and brave bird, diving so deep bird, a ride on the wave bird. There is not a dare I would not do. There is not a depth I would not dive to. However, my friends are not very open to the ideas that I like the sky less than the ocean. Birds in the sky, not in the sea. That is what they say when looking at me. You are not seabird, you are not swimbird. You are, if you are friend bird, fly in the wind bird. And shouldn't you always listen to friends, for they know me best, or so they pretend. So I dare not dive, I dare not swim, and I dare not set foot in the ocean again, and I dare not smile, and I dare not laugh, for they will do it for me and on my behalf. I dare not speak, and I dare not dream, for maybe my friends won't like the real me, and I will say goodbye to my dreams and the sea, and wonder why daring feels just like defeat. Doesn't feel like that has something new hidden in it, unfortunately. But I do now have a copy of that for posterity's sake. Secret passage. Guess we'll spawn Green Thumb. So yeah, those D-O-O-R. That was what Kimberly was referring to in the notes. I kind of want to spawn the secret garden very late so that I can get as much, as many fruits spawned as is humanly possible, but also that's like an annoying thing to manage that I don't want to have to do, where I just stop drafting right now and then come back to this room later. Oh, also, I don't even have a room for all of them to collect because I don't have a conference room at the moment. So I still have to go through the house. Found the conference room. Right in time. Veranda for spawning more items. Also, because green rooms will support gems, and then those gems will support our ability to choose the other rooms. Laboratory, indoor nursery. I mean, I can take indoor nursery. It's just, it's going to be at the end of a very long line that doesn't really... Oh, but the nursery has a copy of Red Prince in it, doesn't it? Yeah. We've read this book recently. I'm trying to keep an eye open for any distinctions. Okay. So now, having taken a photo of all of it, let me look at my copy that I now have saved of the core. The core. I mean, I do need to look at the core as well soon. But the manuscript for this, and then compare the two. So once struck out, there was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies, red crown of rubies, and a red castle made of stone. is once one of the words in the family core? Because I know the family core has the word maid in it, M-A-I-D, not M-A-D-E. But that's obviously a homophone with maid, the word that is missing from this. Prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, Prince often said. There is a... Oh, it's the sigil for Fenara's is on the ground in the manuscript, but it's taken out in the final copy. Could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. Nothing much different about these pages from the manuscript. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. Behind him, originally, there's a castle, but in this one there is not. Instead, it is the sky. The sky. He had heard the sky. And the sky... The sky. He had heard the sky. So this page is completely different. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves, and he never saw the sights of life's many symphonies. So he always had a book and turned his eye down whenever it was outside and when clouds weren't around. He couldn't see beyond the red shade. He was aware he never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. Obviously being the replacement for this side as well. But one day the prince saw something new, and if you look closely you might see it too. The skies parted and the cloud withdrew, and the prince had a new favorite color, the color blue. Maybe I need to compare this to the copy of blueprints that I have from the end. What do you call it? The parlor game. So comparing those two, we have one second. There was a blue prince who sat on a blue throne. Had a blue crown made of sapphire, blue thing made of stone. Sure. It does look like there's a grid in front of the blue crown, maybe. Don't know how relevant that is. Could just be a tiled floor. The prince had a love for all things blue. It's the only true color in my humble view. Yeah, we already compared these two. They start to be very distant from one another. He seldom talked to others, for they rarely shared his view. He never went to town, nor saw the flags they flew. He never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. Although he seldom talked to others, that's shown from the Blackbridge Grotto perspective, where you find the throne room overlooking the town of Reddington in the distance. I wonder if maybe I should go there and look at the sky. What page is he reading there? Is it a page we can recognize? I don't think so. Alright, so ends my interrogation of that. Although I'm glad that I have now a pictured copy of the Red Prince to work with. Yeah, this should have some... Oh, there we go. Some gem by default. And it does. Treasure trove headed in the right direction? I'm gonna take hallway. Because I'd much prefer to be able to get back to the room that's gonna give me all the gems. If indeed that's something I care about. I mean, I could remove the closed exhibit. It just doesn't seem like a especially helpful thing to do. Tech attic. Bugger. Did not get the item I want. I basically come here to look for the telescope, which I've seen spawn here like once. There we go. The key, and that's all we get. I feel like lost and found is a much more likely way to actually get the telescope at this point. Chamber mirrors when I can't access all of the sides. No. I'll take kitchen in case it has apples that I can buy, and if I can buy apples, I can just buy... Dang. If I could have bought apples, I would have been able to just buy a bunch of allowance. I say a bunch. 5. Not nothing. But it's 5. It's pretty close to nothing. So all the things that were drafted before the secret garden now have to have a air of slight suspicion to them, because I would really like them to hold apples that I then eat, and then when I eat the apples, I get more moneyed. More moneyed because of apple eat. Oh. There's an orange in the lost and found, but you can't catch me going through there. Losing another item? Absolutely not. A lot of bananas around as well. Alright, let's have a look at the statue. You got scrolled on. On where? Oh, there it is. CXET. So yeah, that's part of the 3x6 grid as well. So that would give us all of the grid, the castle 3x6 grid. Unfortunately, I've also used it, so I don't really need it. Take the boudoir with its additional rerolls. Job, sauna. I'm definitely looking to start the next day with a little bit of a push off the start mark. Unfortunately, being as exhaustive as I possibly can, is going to be the right way to approach things for a while. Though annoying. Because if I can get a... Ooh, another apple up there. Cool. If I do have the ability to get a spyglass, it'll literally cut out half of the runs that I would otherwise have to do in order to progress the observatories. Speaking of, I don't think I actually used the second observatory when I drafted it. I think I drafted it and then I was like, I'm gonna go north and discover more stuff for it first. Lose 3 steps for each. Each what? Easily remove the archives. Yeah, I guess I probably should go to trophy room at this point. It's a lot of trophies. Obviously, the ones that require different modes. Yeah, drafting strategy sweepstakes, haven't done that yet. Dare mode, curse mode, day 1, hour 1 as well. And then finally complete the trophy case, obviously requires all the other ones. The only one of these that I'm certainly likely to want to do is the trophy of drafting. Unless the rest of them are important for actual completion of the game, I don't see myself really caring too much about those. Oh, mailroom no contact delivery is obviously pretty important. Must start the run with free items, please. Armory's perfect in this position. Guess I'll take a knight's shield first. Weight room. Sure, get removed. Gymnasium heading in all new directions. Still rocks with us. Treasure trove, wrong direction. I'll take Eastwing Hall just so I can draft out a full house as well. Hallway closet for the possibility of... Nope. I was ready to be betrayed. And I'll have to be ready to be betrayed as many times as it takes for me to get that... Gosh dang. Spyglass. Aaron began and ended his travel on the same realm. Yep, I already knew that. Bedroom of a rotunda. Storeroom workshop. Yeah, There's not really too many things that could spawn in this position that would actually be useful for us. Chamber of Mirrors certainly isn't it. I'm going to take Foyer. Lord William Epson, Baron Thomas Sinclair. Major Nicholas Key IV, someone who I just have not seen referenced anywhere else other than this room. Giari Yenna, Yenna meaning ruler. Giari being our name. Baron Edward Sinclair, and Count Isaac Gates, who again I've only seen referenced in solutions for the safes in the area. I'm either looking for a room that will end my run very effectively, or a room that's likely to have items that are super useful here. That's as many rerolls as I can hit. Oh, wow. I do have a sauna, so I can unfreeze if I need to, but do I want the freezer right now? I have a coat check to return to and lock an item away in. I have... Other than that, I just have to go to the right place, yeah. Absolutely. So this run progresses the spiral of stairs twice. Obviously that. We've got the shrine outside, which has already made its own impact. We'll head over here and check our emerald bracelet. I only got a little bit of allowance out of the apple, but realistically, allowance is not a thing that's a limiter for us at this point. We basically just need to get up to the late ranks. And then cross to secret passage, and then we'll spawn that outside. The Garden Castle of the Dead. I don't have to be trying to make the dead end rooms, that'll just happen. So I can now mark off Secret Passage Monk from my list. And I can continue marking Spiral of Stairs constantly. Whole mess of keys in there. I don't know which of them I would pull. Which of the books? Does one of them translate to denoted in verse? Halls of Holly, no. Green Thumb, no. Red Rover Scarlet, no. Key to the Bedroom, no. And Gold Sink. This is not what I wanted. Show me a green room, I guess. And then behind there, there's DOR. Through here, there is nothing. Damn. So now we've got foyer as well that I want to spawn out here. Blackthorn. So I guess my direction for the run at the moment is end my run in the foyer and also continue progressing the spiral of stars. Okay. I don't expect that I have more to find in that computer, unfortunately. I think I've already got all of the delisted admin keys. So we're here and we're looking up at the sky. That's Oris in the distance. Sorry, not Oris, that's Reddington in the distance. Alright. Not seeing anything new about that yet. There's also a letter from Mary in the Dovecote, which there's multiple letters from Mary in the Dovecote actually from while she's studying overseas, and then after her wedding, evidently there was another. And next to those letters, there is a note, and the note says, let's see, can't burn those, because I had the burn thing at the time. The note says, descend SD as a signal, and SD, I imagine, probably stands for satellite dish. Little tipped over thing where a jewel might have once been held. I still don't understand why I can turn those switches off if it's not relevant to anything. I was wondering if I could descend the satellite dish by, well, but why would I do that? I guess because it's an action that has been described to me as a thing that can happen, so I should just do it. Like, if I reinsert these microchips in the other area, will it descend the satellite dish and in doing so reveal something? Because, like, there's not many opportunities to gain a permanent addition to the estate and then remove that permanent addition from the estate. And if you can do that, I would imagine it'd be relevant. It would tie in those notes, other than being just part of the general setting of the scene. So that's how that comes there in the first place. And I can take these away, but it's still there. Okay, I don't think that's... I don't think that's going to remove the satellite dish. Maybe I can use one of the computers to remove my connection, and that would descend it. Alternatively, it could also be just not relevant at all. The worst outcome. All right, let's head back into the building, very quickly get our stars. Again, I really need to exhaust spaces so that I can try and find the spyglass. Because I don't know how long the spiral of stars is, but I do know the spyglass will make it half as long. Laboratory. That's packet management. Each time you draft a tomorrow room, permanently increase your lockpicking skills. I like permanent increases, and I'm pretty likely to end up using the Emerald Bracelet. And if I end up using the Emerald Bracelet, we would nullify all of the gem costs of things. I wouldn't even really be able to benefit. Eh? I must have accidentally hit another character after that. It is Swan Song. Staff services for staff announcements. Nothing new. Return to the network menu. Data transfers. No data transfers are available at this time. That's the electronic mail that we'd already had on the server. Yep, none of the rest of that's relevant. Unfortunately. Study. Just headed down to the bottom corner, so very easy position to take it. Study has a black queen. Previously, the space that had a king was the office. If I spawn the office and the office has a white king, I'm 100% going in on this. Because then the only black king I'm aware of can only be gotten in the Ascended Throne of the Blueprints. And if that's the case, then yes, they have intentionally locked a black chess piece behind that. A thing that you're not likely to access for a really long period of time, which makes it much more likely that it's relevant. That they intentionally chose to prevent you from being able to get that for a while. Gosh, yeah, I'll take commissary. I'd simply love to get a bunch of items. It's one of my favorite things to do. Ooh, observatory. I gotta make sure that I have a lot of steps when I hit observatories now. Because they will be taking steps from me. Ooh, Chamber of Mirrors. Now you're in a position where I can actually draft around you. Unfortunately, you're also very, very far from my actual usual haunting. To observatory. Corridor pool hall leading up in the right direction. Thank you kindly. I do like having this. 1 + 3 is 4. 14 minus 7 is 7 times 2 is 14. 21 minus 20 is 1 times 15 is 15. Divided by 5 is 3. Oh, I like when I get just a classic maths one. Ooh, showroom, thank you. Great opportunity to grab a couple different pieces that can do a lot of work in a run. Moon Pendant especially, giving us the ability to get another Moon Pendant later. I'm going to take special Silver Key here to try and open anything that points in a bunch of different directions so that I have access to another side of the chamber. Cool. I don't really want a dead end here if I can avoid it. Ooh, foyer. I do really want to spawn you outside, so I need to get a copy of you on the field. I think I will take coat check here, actually. Each time I draft a tomorrow room, I'm increasing my lockpicking skills as well, and my tomorrow rooms, I'll have more of them spawn because of the chronograph. Ooh, conference room. Can I rotate that so that it's perfect? Gives me access over to the left here. Thrown in the blueprints, and I can't rotate it at all. This one's just going to be a straight shot room. Not ballroom though. Pool room, if I could rotate it, I would take it, but I can't, so I won't. Vestibule. I can, but... yeah, exactly. Just give me something like Mount Holly's gift shop, which points in the right directions. That's literally all I need it to do. Perfect. Got access to each of the corners as well. So I can gain money. Police observatory. Police observatory. Don't want another spare bedroom, thank you. I'll take a key. Police observatory. Nope. I have enough passageways. Well, we tried the chamber. It did give us another observatory once, which admittedly is super important. Drawing room with the ability to head north and south, obviously, appeals a lot to us. Of course, now that I have the Chamber of Mirrors, of course, I can draft additional copies of things like the Conservatory. I'm going to draft an additional copy of the Veranda, getting a second, more likely to find items in green rooms to try and make green rooms have to spawn a bunch of items, maybe a bunch of rare items. I don't know how I can really influence that. Like, if I have 4 verandas down, do they all have to spawn 4 items? Do they have a chance to spawn 4 items? Do they have a chance to spawn an item that is 4 times more rare than the default? Couldn't possibly tell you. I want patio because it's a green room, but that's the only reason I want patio there, so I'll take a little bit of additional time, cycle through some more stuff. You're telling me I have double higher chance to get an item in a room. I go into a room that often has an item in it by default already, the courtyard, and there's not an item in here? Absurd. I'll happily cop an armory. I've got a secret passage outside, so I can't use this for a tomb just yet. But I will give myself the ability to ignore one red room. Nowhere to dig down here, that's fine. Do have the ability to head north, still running out of keys at this point, but that's okay. Find a broken level in here, as well as a couple of keys. Metal detector is telling me I've missed a single coin. Alright, those observatories. Oh, hell yeah. Attic. Those observatories are now in really good positions for me to go back to. We get a treasure map. We've got... magnifying glass, as well as the coin purse. Trading post outside. I would have a lot of items for at this point. In a possibly useful way, but alas, yet again, no spyglass for us. I feel like walk-in closet is one of the more likely ways to get it as well. Okay, so I'm looking to spawn as many green rooms as is theoretically possible. I don't have a key card just yet, so I'm going to have to head south from here. This is what I get for not twiddling the key cards, taking a full year to do so. I mean, having 2 planetariums on the map, I don't even have 1 at the moment, but having 2 wouldn't really help me. Walk-in closet. I want to draft things with an eye towards the possibility that I might even get a second copy of them today. Like a second copy of this closet, specifically? Of course I'd hit it. How many more likely items can it drop for us? Okay, I should head out to the entrance hall at this point. And in doing so, I can head past and use both of the observatories. Have I had a dining room yet? No. I want to keep things up. can't do too much of. Oh. Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. I'm actually locked in here. I literally can't leave. I managed to lock myself in one compartment of it. I feel like Narcissus staring at my own reflection here in the Chamber of Mirrors, completely captivated, incapable of leaving, going to starve to death, or drown in this pond, depending on the version of the tale that you read. Yeah, this sucks. That's fine. It happens. I'm gonna call it a day here. I guess I am especially sad now that I haven't revisited the Spiral of Stars, damn it. We will have, I guess, Chamber of Secrets that I can spawn out in the other area, Chamber of Mirrors, rather, if I want to spawn it out in the outside area. I don't expect that to be relevant. And cannot continue progressing Spiral of Stars from inside the corner of this room. I really wish you could just reset yourself to the first, like, the opening of this room or something like that. Alas. It's the second time we've gotten completely bricked and had to end the day as a result. We'll start tomorrow with a renewed fervor and passion for hitting our observatories as quickly as we possibly can, and hitting a foyer that we can spawn outside. Until then, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Blueprints. If they found a new clue, they'd know what to do. I was told that, and yet I found the manuscript for it, and I don't. Special thanks this episode to Eloise. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.